KHOU 11 News at 5:30 starts now.
Hello, I'm Marcelino Benito. We start with breaking news from the west side. Police are investigating a possible murder-suicide at a hospital. It happened this afternoon in the parking lot of Texas Children's Hospital in Katy. Zach Tawatari is live at the scene. Zach.
Marcelino, we are across the street, like you said, from Texas Children's Hospital, where earlier police believe there was a murder-suicide, and so far we have very limited details. What we can tell you right now is that it was and still is an active scene. We're waiting on police to give us an update. It appears that they are here. We should know more information in the next couple minutes. We do want to let you know that Texas Children's West is still open, according to the hospital. They're taking visitors. The emergency room is open, so we'll have more details for you here in the next few minutes. Live in West Houston, Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News. Marcelino?
Zach, thank you so much. Deshaun Watson signed autographs and posed for selfies before his first game in 700 days. Today, the embattled quarterback led his new team, the Cleveland Browns, to a 27-14 victory over his old team, the Texans. The game taking place here in Houston, where Watson's NFL career started and where it was nearly derailed by sexual misconduct allegations. Matt Musil leads off our team coverage.
This is Matt Musil at NRG Stadium, where the Texans lost to Deshaun Watson and his Cleveland Browns teammates 27-14. From the time he walked onto the field, Deshaun Watson was the center of attention. Every time the Browns offense came to the line of scrimmage, the fans here at NRG Stadium unleashed a chorus of boos. But even though Watson did not play great, Cleveland was unable to score an offensive touchdown. Watson did play well enough to help his team get the win. The Browns defense scored twice in this game, and their special teams scored once, and that was the difference in this contest. As for Watson, there are still a few of his former teammates on the Texans, including offensive lineman Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil. And after the game, they exchanged hugs and jerseys.
I was good to see him back, Always good to see, somebody you built a relationship back playing football. So we just really chopped up real quick, said a few things, and went on about our way.
That's my guy, man. I came in here in 2019 with him, and he helped me out a lot. He helped me with my career, so it was good to see a brother. That's how I look at him, as a brother. So it's good to see him back in football because, it's been 2 years.
So the highly publicized return of Deshaun Watson to Houston is over. He and his Browns leave with the win, and the Texans are left with an even worse win-loss record. Now 1-10-1 on the season. At NRG Stadium, Matt Musil, KHOU 11 Sports.
Matt, thank you. We want to go back out to the West Campus of Texas Children's Hospital, where Houston police are preparing to hold a press conference to update us on the situation there. We understand 2 people are at least dead. Let's listen in.
Okay. You ready? Hey, hello everyone. My name is Ban Tien. Last name spelled T-I-E-N, Assistant Chief with the Houston Police Department. Behind me, I have Harris County Precinct 3 Chief Chief Bonzo, and a Commander Wynn from Northwest Patrol Division, and 2 weekend command team with Lieutenant LeBlanc and Lieutenant Batscombe. What we have today is a tragedy. Before I begin, I just want to ask the whole city to pray for the deceased victims. It's truly a tragedy. It's difficult. A loss of life is always it's hard. It's actually a lot more difficult during the holidays. I can only imagine what the families are going through right now. But this is what we have. At approximately 2:08 p.m. today, our officers received multiple calls at this location, which is behind me at the 18,200 block of Katy Freeway, which is the Texas Children's Hospital. One of the calls involving a shooting just occurred. Upon our officers' arrival, what they first found is 1 deceased female with apparent gunshot wounds. And the second deceased is a male with what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. At the same time, they also find a child at the scene. The child is not hurt, and she is not injured right now. So this is what we have. Now, I do want to emphasize, this is a preliminary investigation. Of course, anything else, like anything else, it's preliminary and things can change. Our homicide investigators currently on scene investigating, along with our forensic science team collecting evidence right now, right? So I do want to reiterate, this is preliminary. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna have a lot of questions. but which I'll try my best to answer them. So upon our officer arrival, what we discovered at the time was the fact that what appears to be a murder-suicide. It appeared that the female who was the driver and the male who was the passenger driving a vehicle with a kid in the back seat came to the hospital together. It is also believed that they were here to seek medical attention at the Texas Children's Hospital for an unrelated medical reason for the child. Upon arrival, it appears that the male shot at the female, which she was pronounced deceased at the scene. At the same time, the male also appears to be shooting himself, which is self-inflicted. Again, and I want to mention that the child was not injured. The investigation is still pretty complex. It's a lot going on, but I want to remind everyone that the scene was contained at the parking lot of the Texas Children's Hospital, and the scene does not lead to inside the hospital because it's contained and isolated within the parking lot, and it is an isolated incident. The operation of the hospital is not impacted. They're still fully operational, and they can still receive patients, as we speak, right? So with that said, I would like to open the floor for any questions.
How old was the child?
The child, it is believed to be approximately 8 years of age, female.
A girl?
Yes, sir.
Where was the child during the shooting? Was she near?
During the shooting, she was actually believed to be inside the vehicle. As you know, there's still a lot of surveillance video. Our detectives currently investigating right now. They have to go through all the videos, right?
It was mom and dad that were.
So at this time, as I mentioned, so the female and the male, it appears to be some sort of relationship. We just cannot determine at this time what the relationships are, but there are some sort of relationship between them.
How many shots were fired?
All I can say is multiple shots, and it's also it's such a tragedy, and we are extremely fortunate in a way too. As you can imagine, the parking lot of the hospital is pretty crowded, right? But as I say again, the scene is contained and isolated within the parking lot itself.
After shooting, the person he's in a relationship, does he go anywhere?
No, he remained in the vehicle, and he has what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and he was still in the passenger seat of the vehicle.
You mentioned relationship. Is it safe to call it a possible domestic violence situation, or?
So I don't want to speculate, and I don't want to make an assumption that potentially could come back and be untrue, right? So, the assumption is there's a relationship. I just don't know the extent of the relationship.
Were either of them the parent of the child? I know you mentioned vaguely that each other had a relationship, but were either of them the mom or the dad of that kid?
So the kid's dad was the male was not the dad's kid. The kids belongs to the mom.
Did the shooter shoot from inside the vehicle, or was he outside when he shot?
That what appears to be he was shooting from inside the vehicle.
So no one ever exited the vehicle?
So from our preliminary investigation, it appeared that the female did try to get away, so exit the vehicle. That's the only person that we found to exit the vehicle. Again, the child is believed to be in the back seat, and she was unharmed.
And then at this point, do you guys know why they were coming to the hospital? You mentioned unrelated, but was the child okay once you got them out of the car?
Yeah, so you can only imagine, right? This is a Texas Children's Hospital, so a safe assumption that the child is here to seek medical attention related to the kid, right? So unrelated deal. So yes, she is currently getting, looked after by the physicians, and she's okay right now. And I just want to remind everyone, as I'm gonna say this again, any loss of life is always a huge tragedy. When it gets close to the weekend, and the holidays, it's definitely not easier, right? I can only imagine, the two deceased families, are impacted. And I can only imagine what a kid is going through, right? But our victim services is going to get called out to, to check on the kid. And as you know, it's going to be a long road ahead, so keep them in our prayers. Most importantly, I know we are going through some tough times, but I just want to let everyone know, like you speculate earlier, right? May potentially be some relationship, something I don't know. And there'll be some point where I truly won't know, right? Because I can't, speculate what the mindset is at the time. But I will say this, there are a lot of resources out there to help folks out there. So please, please, please take advantage of those resources. So guys, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chief.
We were just listening to HPD's update on a breaking situation outside Texas Children's Hospital West Campus. Police confirming that a woman is dead. The shooter also dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooting, we're told, happened inside the vehicle. An 8-year-old child, we're told, was in the car in that back seat. She fortunately was not injured. We're told they were seeking medical care for that child. Well, what led up to this shooting at this point is unclear. A lot of investigating still to take place. We'll have updates for you on KHOU.com. All right, now back to the Texans. Deshaun Watson returning to Houston as quarterback of the Browns. And as we mentioned earlier, Watson did not get a warm welcome from Texans fans who showered him with jeers every chance they got. Brittany Ford has more on how fans reacted to Watson's return.
Deshaun Watson making his debut back in Houston with anything but well wishes.
Of course, you don't want to wish bad things on no one, but I hope they go and break his leg. If that's too hard.
I'm here to boo him. I don't like the guy. The only game I've been to all year.
The Cleveland Browns quarterback returning from his 11-game suspension for alleged sexual misconduct, facing scorned Texans fans. And his embattled pass.
Deshaun Watson got everybody, baby.
Several of Watson's accusers reportedly attended Sunday's game alongside attorney Tony Busby. Busby saying in a previous statement their attendance to show they are here and matter. The allegations also the talk amongst fans.
I'm a woman, and I'm with them on that. You know, I can't take that back. It shouldn't have happened or whatever, but he paid for it or whatever, and it's time to move on.
Watson's legal troubles and trade to the Browns not sitting well with Houstonians.
I'm sad that he left, but I understand the situation at hand, what had happened, and I feel sorry for the lady.
I don't agree with what he did, and I don't think he should be playing. I think he should be kicked out of football altogether.
Now, I did reach out to both attorneys Rusty Harden, who is Deshaun Watson's attorney, and Tony Busby, who is representing a number of Deshaun's accusers. Both attorneys declined to comment. Brittany Ford, KHOU 11 News.
Brittany, thank you. Let's hop outside now and talk weather. It's been cooler and drier today after that weak front moved through yesterday. Meteorologist Pat Havlin here with how the work week is shaping up. Pat?
Yeah, it definitely turned out to be a drier day humidity-wise. We did have a couple showers out there, but all in all, yeah, it was a pretty nice day. A lot of clouds, though. Live look right now over uptown. You can see visibility here is good. Temperatures pretty comfortable as well. Mid to upper 60s. We made it to around 70 today. Sugar Land still at 70 degrees. Tomball at 68. Galveston at 66. And the big airport at 67. So that's what it looks like uptown. Down on the island, though, different story. That dense fog now starting to move in, and that's a product of higher humidity. So while the drop in humidity was nice today, don't get used to it. Visibility at the airport in Galveston at 4 miles. I think it's obvious that it's a little less than that as you're driving up and down the strip here with those light winds out of the northeast. And that visibility is really confined to the Galveston Bay area. Notice that brighter white kind of popping up there on the map. That indicates where visibility is dropping the most. Visibility is still good for the rest of the area, but this will eventually stream northward here as we go through the overnight. So as you wake up tomorrow morning, right here around downtown, points south, points towards the south and east. Even down 59, we could be struggling with visibility dropping below a mile. North of town, I think we're going to be fine, but it's really along I-10 and 59 and points south as we get into the morning hours. And then as the morning goes on, everything should start to improve pretty quickly. But we could be dealing with that sea fog down towards the island for much of the day tomorrow. So it's dense fog through the overnight. That's a sign of higher humidity that'll be with us here for the upcoming week. That'll keep isolated shower chances in play, but all in all, it's going to be a pretty dry week. And we're dry out there right now. The fog not showing up because it's so low to the ground, but obviously it's out there. Moisture streaming to the north. That's going to be a weak storm system that passes to the north, but for us, into the overnight, it's just coastal fog, and that spreads farther north. It's going to be very muggy, warm as well, temperatures in the 60s. That really weak storm system keeps going to the north. We're going to be dry here for tomorrow, except for maybe an isolated morning shower. We do turn warmer, though. That humidity just keeps coming in. We're on the warm and muggy side of this boundary draped across North Texas, so it's warm and muggy as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as well. So there's future track. Notice all of the fog here, that brighter white jumping off the screen. That's that fog and low cloud coverage. Could see a few areas of drizzle, some light showers. I think once the fog burns off, though, we'll start to see sunshine tomorrow. Maybe 1 or 2 spot showers through the afternoon. Temperatures, though, will make a run at 80. Fog is back for the coastal spots again Tuesday morning. Otherwise, it's just low cloud coverage. Temperatures around 70, and then we'll do low 80s again for Tuesday afternoon with that low fog. staying in place for the coastal spots. And really through the rest of the week, this is the pattern. Storm stays to the north, so again, we're mainly dry. We are warm though with high pressure over the Gulf. Rain chances here, 20-30% chance for Monday. We should be mainly dry Tuesday, 20 to 30% chance for Wednesday and Thursday as well. And I think we dry things out as we get into Friday. But that rain chance for Thursday is going to be a weak cold front, so that'll knock us from the 80s down to the 70s. But still, that's above normal. Our average this time of year, upper 60s. And we stay above normal here as we look ahead to at least the middle part of the month. Any cool weather stays west of the Rockies. Once you get to the east of the Rockies, we're talking about an above normal forecast. So there's the 7-day. We're at 84 tomorrow, same for Tuesday, 82 for Wednesday and Thursday with warm overnights in the mid to upper 60s. Weak cold front comes in. I really can't emphasize weak enough. We go from 82 to 74 on Friday. 1 day of sunshine and then shower chances are back, Marcelino, for Saturday and Sunday. Those shower chances, looking ahead 8 days from now, that could be part of a stronger cold front that could actually get temperatures back to where they should be for this time of year. But until then, a very, October, September feeling forecast here as we go through the next 3 to 4 days.
Doesn't feel much like December, does it?
No, it doesn't. So we'll see what we can do for the second half of the month towards Christmas.
All right, Pat, thank you.
You bet.
Houston police are searching for suspects in a deadly shooting on the south side. A man was killed inside a home on Bowen Street early this morning. Police say an argument escalated into gunfire. No arrests have been made. Firefighters rescued a man from a burning home in northeast Houston. The fire on Shady Drive near Laura Kopp Road erupted at 5:30 this morning. The victim was pulled from the smoke-filled home minutes after firefighters arrived. He was taken to the hospital, but we do not know his condition. The cause of this fire is under investigation. And that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching our webcast. But remember, we'll be back on TV with your late news at about 10:30 tonight. Till then, remember to download the KHOU 11 app and stream us whenever you want on Roku and Fire TV. Have a good evening. We'll see you tonight.